It gives me great pleasure to introduce week 27 of the Hastings Report with my wonderful ESFL veteran co-host, Leon Pettit. As I always ask, Leon, how's your week been?
Yeah, fine, mate. Yeah, no dramas.
Good. No one likes a drama. Right, so we're moving straight into Saturday's games in the SCFL and a wonderful win that we kind of predicted. We thought Crawley down Gatwick were playing, they were a bit iffy, and BEXHILL only went there and beat them 1-0. Tom Vickers scoring a pen, and it just so happens we've got that goal. And we've also got someone who was at the game. So we've got a little review of the game from Chris Van Rock, who's Van Rock Chris on Twitter. Give him a follow. Massive BEXHILL fan. And he's a little bit of a vegan as well, if you like that sort of thing. He's just given us a review. Said there was attendance 75 at the Haven Sports Field at Crawley Down. Saw BEXHILL win from a 75th minute penalty by Captain Tom Vickers after Ollie Howe was brutally brought down, running towards the goalkeeper. Funnily enough, there was a little smile afterwards, but still a penalty was given. First 20 minutes, the Pirates struggled, defensive issues and domination from the Anvils, and continued to a handled back pass by recent goalkeeper Alex Zamani, causing a close free kick just outside the box. Second half, BEXHILL discipline was absolutely outstanding. So much better, tight unit, finished 1-0 against a high-flying CDG. Only downside to it was last-minute substitution to Ollie Hull because of injury. Yellow card for Alex Zamani for time wasting. The lad has come in after trials with Brentford. He's one for the future. One thing to note was CDG's number 3, Sean Findley, looked dangerous with deep runs down the left. He says BEXHILL stay 8th and move on to Bognor on Tuesday night. Obviously, with something we're going to talk about. With this discipline and rested the Shonker himself, we should put up a decent show against really an impossible win against high-flying Bognor. I wouldn't say it was impossible myself, but in the Sussex Cup, BEXHILL's lack of quality on the bench is substituted by togetherness and a quality under-23 team with players starting to move through from there. Obviously, long review there. Leon, anything to add to that?
No, I'll leave it to the super fan who was there.
Yeah,
well done, BEXHILL. Shot down a high fly and called it down Gatwick.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a wobble, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Right then. So, moving on. Again on Saturday, Little Common 3, Lingfield 2, Sam Ellis, Lewis Hull and Freddie Warren getting the goals for Little Common. Lewis Walker also saw red. In a back and forth match, Common's class shone through with Freddie Warren, a particular standout, which is why he won the Man of the Match award. So that's all good, isn't it? Nice to see the Common win again.
Yeah, it looks like a well hard-fought win now. I think they're turning up at half-time, and Lingfield maybe sort of tried to climb back into the game, but credit to Little Common, they held out, and it's round 2 on, is it on Tuesday tomorrow?
It certainly is.
We're talking now on Monday, so tomorrow, Tuesday evening, it'll be round 2. The old bell goes off, and away we go.
So straight on to fixtures, Leon. As you mentioned, there is a immediate return fixture. Will Common make it home and away, wins, or will Lingfield get their revenge? To be honest, I favour Common. They seem to be flying now. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, they're form sort of the second half of the season. They're climbing up that table, making good use of the games in hand they've got. So just based on that alone, they seem to be fighting for their win. So I could see them getting another win there.
Right, and then the big game tomorrow. As I say, recording Monday night, Tuesday night is the game. This will be coming out Tuesday. Bognor Regis versus BEXHILL. Could BEXHILL do it at Naywood Lane? To be fair, Bognor are in shocking form. They've lost the last 4. I mean, come on, the Pirates. It's got to be, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose I'll have to back my local side. Yeah, why not? Even though my head says maybe Bognor might do it.
Get those thoughts out of your head, Leon.
But no, scrap that. Edit that bit out. Yeah, BEXHILL for the win.
The shonk, mate. Then on Saturday, BEXHILL have got AFC Valdinians. The Valdinians, who have lost the last 3, I don't think they'll be getting any joy at Polgrove, will they?
No, you said it, mate. The Valdinians' form isn't the best, and I think little comment. Bexhill will be winning that one.
Yep. Talking a little comment, they travel to Saltdean. Little comment got to fancy this game. Saltdean haven't won since the end of October, Leon, and are in a right free fall.
Yeah, well, I think I will watch the reverse fixture this at Little Common, and Common, I don't think we're entirely out of the races that day, but they still looked the better side and beat them. So I think, yeah, just the way it's been going lately, I'd expect a comfortable win there for Little Common.
Right. So that's the SCFL. So let's move on to the MSFL. Saturday's results. Let's go straight to Hollington 7, Ashurstwood 0. This was a game that I attended. I got the second half. The goal scorers for Hollington: Dan Tewksbury, Charlie Cornford, Brad Pritchard, 2 for Lewis McGuigan, Paul Rogers and Zach McHenry. I only got there in the second half. I didn't even realise that they were 6-0 down, Ashurst. To be honest, they really did try and keep up with Hollington. It was a feisty affair, and you wouldn't have known it that they were losing 6-0. A very physical side who definitely give 110%. Amazed that it stayed 11 versus 11. But Hollington, clearly had the quality and the advantage. And to be fair, they sealed the game with one of the most comical free kicks. Just to explain, free kick about 25 yards out. There was so much needle going on. It was, you'd have loved it, Leon, from both sets of players. And there's a big horde of them all moaning and groaning. The goalie was kind of 15 yards out, moaning as well. And you saw that the bloke taking it, I don't know who got the last goal, so sorry. But he asked the ref, can I take this kick? And the ref said yes. So he's kicked it straight in. And everyone started cracking up laughing. Hollington coach did say, goalie, where's your wall, when it went in? And there was much laughter on the sidelines, but absolutely convincing from Hollington. They've won this. I know they're only 3 points clear with 3 games in hand, but Hollington are miles better than most of the sides in this league. So, any thoughts on the Hollington game, Leon?
No, mate. Even for the second half, you was there, so I'll take your assessment there. Did you help yourself to the food that was going after the game? Apparently, I hear there was a bit of spare food going. Thought you might have got in there, got yourself a sausage and.
Well, yes, I am a little piggy, but I was at work, so I could only nip down for my break. So if I'd have known they'd left all the food, I would have probably took some with me.
The human Hoover.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Right then, so moving on. Unfortunately, Linfield 3, Battletown 1. Rory Farrell, Josh Meza and Lewis Popple getting the goals for Linfield. Unfortunately, Battle succumbed to mighty Linfield. They had it at 2-1 for a while, but Lewis Popple finished them off, and it just so happens we've got the goals. Yeah, real shame there, Leon. Battle of they're kind of floundering now, which is a shame. They seem to be out of that race, and Linfield look strong for that second spot, don't they?
No, it's can't really add much more to that, but it's still been a cracking effort from Battle really to come into this league. It's a very strong league, and to go on that run of form they did was still an amazing few games they had. So but season's not over yet. It's still still got a few games left. So hopefully they can turn it around towards the end of the season and end on a high.
Well, I certainly hope so, Leon. Okay, Ringmer 3, Sutherland Rangers 3, hat-trick for Ringmer's Adam Burton with a red card for Ellis Webster, and for Sedlescombe, Aidan Aspinall getting a hat-trick. Good there from Sedlescombe. I mean, to be honest, we sort of expected the draw, and we got that, didn't we, Liam?
Yeah. Can't really add much more to that.
Okay, so we move on to fixtures. Reigate versus Hollington. Mid-table Reigate still haven't faced Hollington this year. Bad weather put paid to that. I mean, I don't think they're going to enjoy meeting Hollington. What do you think, Leon?
No, I agree.
Okay. Right, and a nice little local fixture here. Sedlescombe Rangers versus Westfield, again on Saturday. This Saturday coming. That fight for second spot looks beyond Westfield now in this local action. I reckon that this is a draw, as Westfield don't tend to travel well. I don't know if that's a controversial take or not, but what do you think, Leon?
Oh, I think that's not a bad shout. A local derby. All the players are going to know each other, going to play for pride a bit more, and there's going to be possibly a bit more needle to the game. So, yeah, I could see a draw.
And again on Saturday.
What I should add is I was out on Saturday after watching my art house film. We sat in the anchor, and people are obviously talking about you. It's not discreet. And look over at the table, and you've got Mark Stately and a couple of other Westfield lads, and one of them was Warren Peffig, and he's not happy with you, mate. He might not be happy with me now the way I pronounce his name, but he's saying the way you pronounce his surname, he didn't seem too happy. I don't know if he had a few beers in or whatever, but he wasn't happy.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Warren, tell us how you pronounce your name, mate.
Exactly, yeah. No. Yeah,
it's not on purpose.
Westfield lads, listen, then let us know.
Dear.
I probably slaughtered his name just then. But...
Okay. Warren, don't kill us. It's not intentional.
Trying to enjoy a nice drink with the missus in the pub, and
no, it's these Westfield people, aren't they? They're just they're aggressive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right then, so moving on, Battletown versus Rotherfield. Hopefully, Battletown can return to form against second off bottom Rotherfield. You'd hope so, wouldn't you, Leon?
Yeah, it's a good chance for him to turn around that little rut they're in. So I can see them picking up 3 points for this one.
Right, and so we move on to ESFL Prem. Crowhurst 5, Rockingham 1. Crowhurst goals from Reece Johnson, Sean Leonard, Carl Tomlin, Jermaine Tate, and Sean Baldwin. Rockingham put to the sword by a vibrant Crows, who are putting serious pressure on Punnetstown for that second spot. Punnetstown 4, St Leonard's Social 2. Mark Phillips with a man of the match and a goal. Casey Ham, Reece Davies, and Simon Betteridge for the Punnetstown. That's now 7 on the bounce for Punnets, who maintain second spot. They needed to with Crowhurst winning so well. Westfield Reserves 4, Sidley United 1. Unfortunately, the goals aren't up on the FA system yet, so sorry I can't give you the goal scorers. My apologies. In the this mid-table battle, Westfield won it in the first half by being 3-0 up within half an hour. So well done, Westfield. Then we move on to the Macron Store Hastings Cup for sides in the ESFL Prem. And that's Bexhill AAC Neil, Bexhill Town 2, goal scorers Jack Cooper and Harry Saville. Again, still in the Macron Cup. Rye Town 3, Robertsbridge United 0, Anthony Hughes, Milton, Miltadoo, and Charlie Stevens. Sorry, Milton, if I've just brutalised your name. Right. Moving on to ESFL Division 1. Battletown Reserves 1, Little Common Reserves 9. That man, Attilio, didn't get 1, didn't get 2. He got 4. Nicholas Kavanagh got a hat-trick and 2 from Andrew McTeer, making it 9 for Little Common. Winless battle were really put to the sword there. Wadhurst 1, Sandhurst 4. James found the net not once, twice, but 3 times. And Harry Dance made it 4 for Sandhurst. Sanders keep up the pressure on Tackaway for that top spot. In the ESFL Challenge Cup for Division 1-2 sides, Junior Club Tackaway, that was a home win as Passer Move Firsts couldn't field a side. ESFL Division 2, Bexhill Rovers 2, Hollington Reserves 3, Bradley Najay, Bradley Najaya, Jordan Ray and Daniel Woodley getting the goals for Hollington. Bottom club Bexhill put up a real fight against Hollington, but that extra bit of quality sealed it. And it just so happens Colin Davey, big time Bexhill fan, Colin Davey sent us a little review in. I'm just going to get that. Colin Davey, who's the darkness on the Edgerton on Twitter, or Colin_Davey, just said, I left before the end because I was cold and wet. I think it finished 2-3 to the Hollington. The visitors were bigger and much fatter. Missed the pen for about 10 yards and shaded it.
Obviously, Hollington are very used to their post-game grub.
Well, eating it on their own.
Yeah, because they're obviously upsetting all the away teams. So, yeah, double servings.
Right then. Okay, right. So, who to Ninfield to, big local derby, as it was termed, the Old Farm Derby, which I thought was quite funny. For who, Connor Loke and Jake Penn getting the goals, and Jason Taylor and Danny Austin getting the goals for Ninfield. I have Matt the ref was ref in that game. He did say that a certain Chris Agata was giving it a bit of mouth, and he had to have a few words with him. What can you say? To be fair, who took a surprising 2-0 lead. Great fight back from Linfield to make it 2-2. Pass and move, seconds 5. Nordium 75-3. The goals for pass and move from a hat-trick from Fraser Descali, and Harry Spice got a couple. Anthony Clemens with 2, and John James with the other goal for Nordium. There's goals galore in this mid-table battle. Pass and move coming out on top. Victoria Baptist 3, Icklesham Casuals 1. The goals for Victoria Baptists, Joe Pratt, Felix Smith, and I'm presuming an own goal because there's nothing up there. Phil Badrock getting the goal for Icklesham. Obviously, you were at the game, Leon, because you played. Who got that third goal for Victoria, and was it an OG? And what's your thoughts on the game?
I actually don't remember. Don't remember it being an own goal. I don't remember the first goal, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We started with our get the violins out again. We started with our 62-year-old manager. Started him up front, and he ended up dropping into midfield, and he did all right, actually, to be fair to him. But yeah, I think fitness come into play a bit at Victoria. You can see, you look at the web page, you can see they rotated a few of their subs about. I mean, I know refs have a difficult job, but I think we got harshly done over by a few decisions, and I got sin binned for my.
You getting sin binned? How could that happen, Leon?
My God,
You're
because
so lovely.
I told people don't like being told the truth, do they? No, actually, I just asked him how much he's getting paid for this. So I think it's a valid question. But no, I was a bit.
You gave a little bit of trap,
a bit stroppy because he didn't give a foul against me, and in that 10 minutes up until giving the awarding the penalty, it was all a bit stroppy, and I took it too far. So yeah, but I did shake his hand after the game, and told him to keep it up because I'm aware that we're short on refs, so you can't help it sometimes, can you?
Well, funnily enough, I'm interviewing the Mid Sussex football. I think it's the chairman about that very question, Leon, this week. So, so I will be bringing your name up, and let's find out how much you've been fined up to now.
I don't think you get fined for sin bins, thankfully. So,
well, at least not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so again, just dust yourself down and move on. Is it that sort of thing?
Pretty much. I second half we played a lot better, to be fair. When we got the ball down, played nice little triangles, and Phil scored a really good goal. I ended up moving in centre midfield and really enjoyed it because that's my favourite position. Made a few.
It is, isn't it? It is. You made the SFL team of the week in that position.
Played a part in the goal. Like me, Phil, and old Dave Pewey. Thought we played well, so hopefully the management have take a note of that, and I can get a nice little run in. You'd feel my hamstring held out as well, so because I didn't have to actually sprint after some 20-year-old galloping down the wing. So despite the result, I ended up enjoying it just because I was getting involved, and actually played okay. So but like I say, this season's a bit of a write-off, so I just try and enjoy the rest of it.
That's so good too. You do it for love. You do it for love, Leon.
Yeah, it might not look like it, especially when you're having a strop at the ref. But...
Well, the last result, Sedlescombe Rangers Reserve 2, BEXHILL 2. Good draw for PECHE considering their injury situation against a very good Sedlescombe Rangers outfit. And it just so happens we've got some goals.
Yeah, I was going to say that those more of those results just show that how competitive Div 2 is. Obviously, we managed to get our draw against Sedlescombe last week with our squad, but yeah, the fact that BEXHILL made Hollington fight for their win, who managed to get a point from Ninfield. These are teams that have been struggling most of the season, going to teams like Ninfield and Hollington who have been really good as of late, and they look like a really good game. So yeah, it's like I'm sure I said before, it's good to see how competitive this division is in particular, excluding us, obviously.
Moving on, ESFL Division 3, Catsfield 2, Mountfield United 0. Unfortunately, goals aren't up on the FA site. Routine will win for Catsfield, let's be fair. Hastings Comets 1, Sovereign Saints Reserves 3. The goals for Sovereign Saints, Bobby Allen, Max Butcher and Luke Maglanon, with the Comets goal scorer Jordan Wakeling. Orrington 1, Crowhurst Reserves 0. Scott Higgs scoring the only goal and putting Orrington right in that promotion mix. Parkfield 3, BEXHILL AAC Reserves 2. Parkford made the hard work of lowly BEXHILL, and well, they're still in that chasing pack. They haven't put their goals up on the system, but BEXHILL's goal scorers was Charlie Morgan with a couple. Westfield Thirds 2, Rytown Reserves 4. George Peg number 2, Liam Sawyer and Rob Levitt, with Westfield's goal scorers Alegi Torre and Sam Way. Third place Rye, right in the mix with this win. 3 games in hand on second place and only 2 points behind. ESFL Challenge Cup for Division 3-4 sides. HERSTMONCEUX 3, Ticehurst 1. Goal scorers Jack Brown, Rory Collins and Mark Stilwell. Ticehurst's goal scorer was Darren Nichol. And it just so happens we've got those goals.
Touch, Sammy! Wow. Well done. All you! All you! Right now! Yes! Love that, Rob. Brilliant, well played. Well played. Sammy, that touch.
ESFL Division 4, Burwash 0, Tackaway 5. Tackaway's goal scorers Cal Hackos, Toby Payne with a couple, Sean Fuller and Jamie Pelling. Hawkers United Reserves 0, Battletown Thirds 3. And unfortunately, they don't have their goals up at time of recording. But that win moves Battle to 4th place. Right. Robertsbridge United 4, Hastings Athletic 1. Comfortable win here for Robertsbridge versus Bottom Club Athletic. Their goal scorers, Robertsbridge's, were Callum Bayton, 2 for Sebastian Collingwood and 1 for James Hopkinson, and Joshua Goodsell saw red for Robertsbridge. Pass and move Thirds 0, Westfield Fourths 3. Ashley Jameson bagging a hat-trick. And the last result in Div 4, Sedlescombe Rangers 3, Wellcroft Park Rangers Reserves 0. Big win there for second place Sedlescombe, inflicting Wellcroft's first defeat of the season. Sedlescombe's goal scorers were Tom Ackley and a couple for Jake Warner. So yeah, ESFL team of the week. We've got Orrington's goalie Brandon Easley in there, with the left back Jacob Waller of Battletown, Harry Spice and Andy McTear of Pass and Move and Little Common as centre halves, with Adam Smith on the right from Parkfield, Bavon Albala from Westfield on the right midfield, with central midfield pair of Sammy Fulks and Connor Middleton of Rytown and Punnetstown. On the left midfield, Little Commons, Leo Field. Up front, Nordium 75's Anthony Clemens and Josh Naylor of Battletown. And that is your ESFL team of the week. Leon, that was the week that was, and I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week, mate.
that we stand up for.